It's the Wednesday Night Showdown, presented by your Tampa Bay area Mazda dealers. Fans strolling into Tropicana Field. The Rays series against the Red Sox continues. Last week's Player of the Week, Evan Longoria, continues to swing a hot bat. And until last night, David Ortiz had a little problem at the plate, but he hit the long ball early. Despite all that, the Rays emerged winners last night, taking the first game of this series. With Brian Anderson, I'm Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard. We'll be hearing from Todd Callis in just a moment. Well, despite home runs and big innings last night, tonight, BA, could be something entirely different with this pitching matchup. David Price and John Lester.
Well, let's start with David Price. A lot of history against this Boston ball club and a lot of success. David Price in his career, 16 game starts. The team record, 10-6. David's 8-4. The ERA just under 3. The opponent's average very good at 2.33. He had to start against them earlier this year. April the 13th, he went 6 innings, gave up just 1 solo home run while striking out 8. And you like to see David do what he did last time out. Establish that fastball early, get deep into the game, let the off-speed play off of that. David should have a good night, and he better, because this guy is off to a tremendous start. Look what he did his last time out against the Toronto Blue Jays. 1-hit shutout. He is 5-0 on the season, a 2.73 earned run average, and he finds himself in a familiar spot following up a Red Sox loss where he has started 5 times, and he is 3-0 with a 1.82 ERA after a loss. This has all the makings of a great, great good night.
And for Coventry Healthcare of Florida, Lester 5-0 with that 2.73 ERA. Opponent's average just 1.93. David Price makes his 9th start of the year. He is 1-3 with a 4.78 earned run mark. Second time this year these two pitchers have gone head-to-head. Coming up, Todd Callis will take a look at Fernando Rodney and the latest plantain mania. More on that in a moment.
Napoli and the Boston Red Sox getting ready for this Wednesday night contest. Middle game of a 3-game set. The home team 4-0 this year between the Red Sox and the Rays. Sox sweeping Tampa Bay at Fenway Park. And the Rays so far 1-0 on this 3-game series. For the Rays, Fernando Rodney really looking like himself once again after a little bit of a struggle in the beginning of the season. Look at what he's done in his last 4 appearances in our Toyota Trent. 3 saves. Last night, struck out the side for the first time in over a year. Seems like those were all his saves at one point last year, but struck out the side, picking up his 7th save. And for Fernando Rodney, there is a special fruit that seems to have given him some magical powers.
Something working for me this year. Solo the guy, medium guy, can bring plantain, whatever. They bring good group people today early. I think this keep the team focused. Bring a lot of energy to the clubhouse. I think it's good to see it again.
Are the plantains here to stay?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave my plantain there because that's my energy, that's my power for this series and when I come back in Road 3 too.
It worked in the WBC, and it's working again lately for Fernando Rodney. Dwayne Stats and Brian Anderson are calling each other as they get ready for Ask the Announcers on this Wednesday. So tweet your questions to @SunSportsRays, #AskRays, and those guys will either phone a friend for their answer or they will come up with something entirely on their own. So we're ready for baseball in 3 minutes and 5 seconds. Rays and Red Sox should be a good one. John Lester, David Price. Enjoy all the action right here on Sun Sports.
Found their groove, winning 6 straight, declined 2 games over 500. Tonight, it's a marquee pitching matchup. 2 of the best lefties in baseball square off. Reigning Cy Young winner David Price toes the rubber for Tampa Bay, while the Red Sox counter with their ace, John Lester. The Wednesday night showdown presented by your Tampa Bay area Mazda dealers. Rays and the Red Sox meet again. The Rays, after dropping 3 to the Red Sox at Fenway, winners last night 5-3 to extend their winning streak to 6. Here's the Red Sox starting lineup for tonight's game. Jacoby Ellsbury leads it off, followed by Shane Victorino and Dustin Pedroia. David Ortiz, the cleanup hitter, the DH, batting in front of Mike Napoli. Johnny Gomes, the former Ray, in left. Will Middlebrooks hit 7th and 3rd. Jared Saltalamacchia will do the catching, and Stephen Drew, the shortstop, hits 9th.
Now taking the mound tonight for the Tampa Bay Rays, left-hander David Price making his 9th start of the season. 1-3 record, 4.78 earned run average, but he is coming off of a start. Took a no decision against the Toronto Blue Jays, but went 8 innings, gave up just 2 earned runs with 8 strikeouts. Did a lot of really nice things in that game and looks to continue that here tonight against the Boston Red Sox.
David Price all set to go to work. Pillsbury in the batter's box, and the first pitch of this game presented by Pinch a Penny, and it's a fastball down. Pillsbury hitting .256. He was on 3 times last night with 2 walks. He was also hit by a pitch.
Boy, that'll be a huge key for David Price if he's able to get that pitch that was just called a strike that far down in the zone. Boy, oh boy, you can live down there.
And he's ahead in the count. Nice opening with a couple fastballs and then the breaking ball. Roberts from second makes the play. 1 away.
Well, let's take a quick look at the Rays defense as it lines up tonight behind David. Wait for it, and there you have it. In the outfield, left to right, Rodriguez, Jennings, and Zobrist. Across the infield, third to first, Longoria, Escobar, Roberts, and Loney. Jose Molina once again behind the plate.
Now Price to face Shane Victorino, switch hitting outfielder. Which is foul right back, strike 1.
David here, first hitter plus. Good life on the fastball. Very good curveball he was able to throw to Ellsbury. Trying to get it locked in early.
Hopper shallow center. And out from second base, Roberts takes care of this one. He had Escobar and Jennings closing, and Roberts made the grab. 2 up and 2 down. And here's Dustin Pedroia.
Good numbers career off of David Price, and Dustin Pedroia, who's swinging a hot bat for this Boston Red Sox team. He's hitting 6 straight.
4th leading hitter in the American League.
Well, he's got 17 multi-hit games. This is very dangerous. You see him in the 3-hole. And how about over that 6-game hitting streak? That's not 1 hit a night.
Just a bit wide. That fastball clocked in at 95. And we did see a little more velocity out of Price in his last outing. So that was a step in the right direction. The reigning Cy Young Award winner.
Now, he does have good life on the heater tonight. A few of them at 95. Right there was a backdoor cutter at 90. David has that look tonight of meaning business. This is a big matchup against a very good Boston Red Sox team. The guy that's opposing him, John Lester, you figure he's going to hold you down.
Shot toward left center field. Rodriguez after it. So is Desmond Jennings. It gets by Jennings. Rodriguez with the pickup. It's a double for Pedroia. On a 1-2 pitch, he collects his 10th double of the year.
Well, I think that was a cutter coming in on Pedroia, and he just hit it. It was. He got the barrel down and through and just kind of lofted it out there in no man's land. Did not hit that ball square, but it was just perfectly placed between Jennings and Rodriguez.
Suddenly with 2 outs, a scoring opportunity for Boston.
Well, and that's where David Price has really struggled, is with the 2 outs.
And he faces David Ortiz. You could constructed argument that Price could have 4 or 5 wins, but what's really kept him from that total would be the damage assessed against him with 2 outs.
Well, how about this? Runners in scoring position. This is what we have right here, and 2 out. 462 is the average off of David Price, and he's given up 32 RBIs to opposing hitters on the season. 20 of them have come with 2 outs.
First 2 men retired tonight. Now the double. And a strike, 1-1. So an early test for him right away to try to rectify the issue he's dealt with this year. And he misses wide with a fastball. Ortiz struck early last night in the first with this 3-run home run.
Well, lefty on lefty, you still got to hit your spots against David Ortiz because he's capable of that anytime you miss out over the plate. I'll tell you what, though, how about the Rays pitching staff from that moment on? 8 2/3 innings, they gave up 1 hit combined.
Takes the count to 2-2. Matt Moore picking up his 7th win. The young Rays lefty now 7-0. First time the Rays have ever had a starting pitcher begin the season with 7 victories. There to grab it. That retires the side. They leave a man at second base. Desmond Jennings will open the bottom of the first for the Rays. They'll go to the bottom of the first with no score. So Joe Madden with this offense hot, the club hot overall, has put together the lineup with a leadoff man Desmond Jennings, followed by the DH Kelly Johnson, and then Ben Zobrist, Evan Longoria, and El Escobar up in the 5th spot in front of James Loney. Sean Rodriguez hits 7th. Jose Molina 8th, and Ryan Roberts at 2nd, batting 9th.
Well, the lefty John Lester takes them out tonight for the Boston Red Sox, and look at the numbers on the season. 8 starts, 5 in a record. That 1 complete game came in his last outing, which was a 1-hit shutout of the Toronto Blue Jays.
His first pitch to Jennings is wide. Red Sox got off to a quick start this year, and they were led as much as by anyone by these two starting pitchers, Clay Buchholz and John Lester. 2-1. The Rays missing Buchholz in this series. He's 6-0 with a 169, and Lester is 5-0 with a 273. Count squares to Jennings.
No, and that's why when you talk about this Boston Red Sox team, you know, someone else needs to step up in that third, you know, maybe even fourth spot in this division and continue to give the Red Sox quality innings. They're going to have plenty of offense, you got to believe, throughout the season. It's going to come down to that pitching. You've got Ryan Dempster. We talked about John Lackey last night and his importance to this rotation.
Yeah, Lackey's going to be very important. They have Felix Dubron, who's going to pitch tomorrow, but he has been struggling. Command has been an issue with him. Jennings will see another 3-2 pitch.
Well, that's one of the things that John Lester has improved upon. Right now, I mean, obviously just 8 starts into the season, but as far as walks per 9 innings go, he has the lowest ratio of his career, limiting the self-inflicted wound.
And Jennings battling here. This is something he's done so well this year in the leadoff spot. Desmond hitting only .237, but he's still in the top 10 in runs scored. And he has seen a lot of pitches leading off. He's going to see at least 9 in this at bat.
Well, you couldn't ask for anything more out of your leadoff hitter facing a very tough lefty to start the ball game off and getting him up around double digits in pitches already.
And he fouls it straight back. You know, the game when Lester and Price squared off up at Fenway Park, that was on the 13th of April. And in 10 innings, the Red Sox won that game 2-1. Jennings led off that game with a hard hit line drive that deflected from Middlebrooks down at third. There's a line drive and a base hit into left. So Desmond Jennings, with a prolonged at bat, 10 pitches, and he lines a single into left. Remember that line drive he hit off Middlebrooks that deflected to Drew that started that game? He starts this one with a line drive, and he's safely aboard.
Work the pitch count up, get a mistake out over the plate. There were a number of pitches in that sequence where location was missed by Lester. Desmond eventually took advantage.
Kelly Johnson takes a big cut at a fastball. They had Middlebrooks in a bit at third base, and after that big cut by Johnson, he looks over the dugout and said, "You still want me to play in?"
And he's a couple feet on right here.
Behind in the count, behind on that fastball to take him to 0-2.
Well, 93 on the heater. You know, John Lester has 4 very good pitches. Traditional fastball, he will cut it quite a bit. Got a good curveball and a changeup. Same pitches that David Price is going to feature.
Lifted toward left center field. It's Ellsbury. That ball had some slice off the left-handed bat, and Ellsbury made the grab.
Let's take a quick look at the defense as it lines up tonight for Boston. In the outfield, left to right, Gomes, Ellsbury, and Victorino. Across the infield, third to first, Middlebrooks, Drew, Pedroia, and Napoli. Jared Saltalamacchia will be behind the plate.
There's John Farrell, the first-year manager of the Red Sox. After spending a stint with the Toronto Blue Jays managing, he'd been with the Red Sox as their pitching coach. Ben Zobrist looks at strike one. Ben hitting .295 from the right side. .254 overall. Lester keeping an eye, trained right on Jennings.
And a lot of times that play right there is called from the bench, called from the catcher. It's hold, step off. There's a sign for that, and they just want you to come hold the ball for a long time. Try to see if Desmond Jennings starts, his heels start to sink into the ground, if he shows anything.
Zobrist did not get a good cut there.
Yeah, your anticipation is not to throw that pitch at all, that you step off, regather, get back up there and make a pitch. And John Lester has so many different ways that he can attack you. He can come fastball in or away. He'll cut the ball after that fastball in. He'll cut it further in on the hands. He's got the changeup that fades away. Drops in the curveball. There's a lot to cover with John Lester, especially because all the pitches are quality.
One ball, two strikes.
I mean, look at this at bat right here to Zobrist. Starts him with a four-seamer on the inside corner for strike one, a changeup down and away off the plate, strike two, and then comes back with a cutter in. He just never can get comfortable in the box. Just works you back and forth, in and out.
There goes Jennings. Got the breaking ball to run on, and he steals the base. So Desmond picked the right pitch and steals his sixth base of the year.
Well, that's now 4 for 4 off Lester. You're going off first move. And that ball in the dirt, not easy to handle by Saltalamacchia, and Jennings in there quite easily. Rays with their first opportunity.
A 2-2 count to Zobrist. And it stayed just a little bit wide, apparently.
Ooh, that looked good. That looked good. I'll tell you what, this is a good fastball here.
Perfectly located. So Ben gets another chance. A full count. And he is out on strikes. Well, he turned that one over on the change. Strikes him out.
Wow. He goes to the same location, same arm speed, but the changeup. Look at the finish. Boy, that's a gutsy pitch there by Lester. Executed perfectly.
Well, you can see it on Zobrist's face. A 3-2 changeup, really? Yeah. Are you kidding me about that?
Right. Well, like I said, there's just so many different ways to attack hitters if you're John Lester with all those pitches. You got to be ready for everything, and that's not easy to do.
Now Evan Longoria. And the curveball dropped in there for a strike. Yeah, boy, we've already seen it here. He's 20 pitches into this game, and we've seen the ball move in to a right-handed hitter, away from a right-handed hitter.
Well, and when we get a chance to show you how he's changed from last year. You know, last year he was over close to the first base, and now they moved him over on the rubber a little bit closer to middle because of all that movement in, movement away. It allows him more plate to work with.
Right back at Lester, who grabs it to retire the Rays, and the Rays will leave a man in scoring position, as did the Red Sox in the top half of the first. Scoreless as we go to the second.
New York Yankees in the AL East. And tonight, Seattle in town at Yankee Stadium. And before the Yankees had a chance to bat, their starting pitcher knocked out of the game. Phil Hughes, who allowed 6 earned runs in 5 2/3 in his last start at Kansas City, allows a slam to Raul Ibanez. Ibanez gets his former team for the second straight night. That made it 6-0. The Mariners would tack on another run to make it 7-0. And Hughes left 10 batters into the game, retiring just 2. 7 had scored, and 1 was on base when he left it as 7-0 Mariners with the Yankees batting in the bottom of the first, guys.
All right, how about that for a start? You see the Rays 4.5 back, 1.5 behind Boston. Napoli misses the fastball. That's a strike. Mike Napoli, the first baseman, leading off the second inning. It's 1-1. San Diego has beaten Baltimore 8-4. So the Rays had a position to pick up some ground. Two and one. Diving stop at third. Longoria up and gets his man. Evan Longoria across to James Loney.
Boy, so good, so smooth down at third base, can cover everything. Ball by Napoli hit hard to his left. It just goes down. Makes it look almost routine.
He always has that presence of mind, regardless of where he is in the field, to know who's the runner, where he is. He made that stop. He had a lot of time, and he took full advantage of that.
Yeah, baseball IQ extremely high. I mean, you're exactly right. And you know what? When you're playing third base, you better be locked in at who's at the plate. He knows that Napoli, a lot of power, a lot of pull power. Those balls are going to get down to him in a hurry, and then you also know what kind of runner they are and everything else. But
2-0 the count to Johnny Gomes. See Gomes with a couple home runs. He was 0 for 4 last night, hitting 182 for the year. Pops it up. Loney still fair. 2 gone. Couple quick outs here in the second. Same situation in the first. He got Ellsbury and Victorino, and then Pedroia doubled. And David got out of that, stranding a man at second. Now the first 2 men out here on a ground ball and a pop-up in the second inning, and here's Will Middlebrooks. First pitch is a strike. Price starts him with his curveball. Shot hammered deep into right. Zobrist will go back. That's going to one-hop the wall. And Middlebrooks is on his way to second with a stand-up double. Well, the same thing as the first. A double with 2 outs. And another threat for the Red Sox.
And Will Middlebrooks never got off of the fastball. Took that curveball for strike 1 and then mislocation here. Up and out over the plate. Middlebrooks, we talked about him yesterday during batting practice, the way that the ball jumps off of his bat. And he's able to shoot that thing out the opposite way. One-hop the wall and give Boston another opportunity with 2 outs.
It's going to bring up their catcher, Jared Saltalamacchia. It's a strike. home runs for Saltalamacchia, including one against the Rays. Two in that first inning. Price recorded 6 fastballs at 95 or above. 6 out of 15 pitches.
In his last start, he threw 5 of those fastballs at 95 plus for the game. And you've seen that, much like that last start against Toronto, the way that he's coming out tonight, he is in attack mode. Now, it just doesn't mean you throw fastball after fastball after fastball the entire, first time through the order. But he definitely has served notice with that pitch on both sides of the plate that he's in attack mode.
Takes the count to 2-2 against Saltalamacchia.
You get a team to respect that good fastball and really establish it on both sides of the plate. That really opens the door for the off speed. You want to come with that cutter, the changeup, the curveball. I like that idea early in the count, like you did with Middlebrooks, to get ahead.
And he strikes out Saltalamacchia. First strikeout of the night for Price. Scoreless through an inning and a half. On Sun Sports, brought to you by Mazda. Visit your Tampa Bay area Mazda dealers. By Tampa Bay Times, amazing stories only in the 2013 Pulitzer Prize winning Tampa Bay Times. And by Toyota, let's go places. Homestand continues for the Rays. Put together a 6-game winning streak. All 6 of those would qualify as comeback wins for the Rays. They've gone 2 games over 500 now, 20-18. And tonight face the tough left-hander John Lester. Against him, Escobar up in the 5th spot in the lineup. He takes ball 1.
How about what Escobar and Molina did in last night's game at the bottom of the order for the Rays? Really inflicted some damage.
Yeah, if you can get that bottom of the order to contribute, you've got a great chance of winning. Drew throws out Escobar. One out in the second in tonight's game and all season long. Tires Plus donates $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports. James Loney leading the major leagues in hitting. He's averaging .381. 2 more hits last night.
I mean, he has been blistering hot for a month.
Ball 1. Well, you're right about that. And during that stretch, roughly a month, the Rays have led the major leagues in runs scored. Longoria's been swinging a great bat. Loney has been very, very good. In fact, since the 17th of April, almost a full month, 25 games, the Rays are averaging over 5.5 runs a game in that stretch. And a line drive base hit. Another line drive by James Loney. The Rays had their second hit of the game.
You just run out of superlatives. I mean, the other way, pulling balls, up the middle approach, and he does it again. I mean, this is just a rocket shot. Good extension, go down and get it, drive it right back up the middle.
Around 35% of the balls he puts into play are line drives. Sean Rodriguez fouls it away, so he's up. Loney now is up to 386. Foul down beyond Tom Foley. Child getting a start in left field against this tough left-hander. Rays got a runner into first. Leadoff single from Jennings. Moved to second on a steal. Now Loney's at first with 1 out in the second inning. Pitchers met at Fenway Park on the 13th of April. They both pitched very well. Lester went 7 innings, gave up a run, struck out 5. Price went 6 innings, gave up a run, and struck out 8. Two and 3 head-to-head starts. They have performed extremely well.
Both are how about the records? 1-1 ERA. I mean, these are low-scoring games.
A lot riding on every pitch, every play. When these two guys square off into the dirt. An attempt to advance by Loney, and he gets in there. Loney moves up. Saltalamacchia wound up making a play, but it was not in time.
Well, that's James Loney, and you know that anticipation. Ball in the dirt, secondary lead. See it in the dirt, and he goes. Doesn't get that far from Saltalamacchia, but Loney able to slide in there, get into scoring position. These are the games, you know, because the runs are going to be at such a premium, or at least you figure them to be. You've got to be aggressive. You've got to take those chances.
Joe Madden has no problem, even if Loney were to get thrown out there.
Ground ball short. Loney almost. Well, he is going to get caught. He got caught off second base. Just that one little false move toward third cost him.
That's what it's amazing at this level. I mean, one false move and you get thrown behind. This is a routine ground ball to short. Loney stays at second for one more shot at it. And just right there, that's all it takes. Pedroia is sitting there waiting for him. Frere is so very small.
Loney not happy with himself after getting up to second on the wild pitch. Jose Molina takes a strike. Molina had a good night last night. He comes into this game with some pretty good numbers off Lester. How about that? 6 of 18. Hitting 194 overall. He entered last night's game 0 for 11 against John Lackey and had a great night at the plate.
You just hope that he can continue with that approach. You know, Joe Madden said, listen, Jose Molina needs to use the other side of the field and not become so pull conscious. Well, first at bat yesterday was a slider down and away off the plate. He shot to right field. He later hit one into center, pulled one to left for a double, got a sac bunt down now. A lot of confidence against a guy that he's had a good measure of success against.
Count holds at 2 strikes. Red Sox have had a couple 2-out doubles. The Rays got a leadoff single in the first from Jennings, who stole second. 1-out base hit by Loney, went to second on a wild pitch, caught off the bag on the ground ball by Sean Rodriguez. Look out, there goes the bat beyond the dugout, about 3 rows deep. Pitch was fouled back.
I'll tell you what, impressive distance. Watch this thing shoot out of his hands. See ya. Boy, so dangerous, and looks like everybody none the worse for wear.
Nice catch right there.
Yeah.
Molina has a new bat from the Rays bat rack.
Yeah, somewhere Kelly Shopping is smiling.
And so is he.
Yeah. Game used. That's the 3-hit bat. They may want to get that back.
Down to third. Middlebrooks throws a strike, and the Rays are finished in the second. 1 hit, 1 left. On to the third. No score.
ask the announcers a question by tweeting us at Sun Sports Rays with the hashtag AskRays, ASKRAYS. And we have a couple of questions. John wants to know whether or not you think Matt Moore, who pitched last night, gave up that early 3-run home run to David Ortiz, and then he would settle in for his 7th win of the year and go 6 innings. John wants to know if you guys think if Matt Moore can keep this up. And Mike wants to know, he said he heard Jim Hickey, pitching coach for the Rays, mention that Matt Moore still has room to improve, which is scary for the league. How can he improve, guys? So those are the two questions as we lead things off tonight on our Ask the Announcer segment.
Well, the season's about not quite a quarter over now. And so can he keep this up, which would make him 28-0 at the end of the year? Probably won't be 28-0. But you know what? He is 7-0, the only Rays starter ever to do that, BA. And he can pitch better than he's pitched.
There is no question about it. And that is the scary part for the rest of the league. Let's see if this ball gets hung up first.
Out play.
No, he absolutely can get better. You know, first of all, you look at first pitch strikes, and it's not mandatory that you have a first pitch strike, but you want to at least get to 1-1 and then to 1-2. But he's the worst in baseball as a starting pitcher in first pitch strike percentage. And at the same time, you know, command of the fastball is not always there. We saw last night the breaking ball wasn't there, but I'm going to tell you something. He finds a way to compete. That's what he does better than anything, is compete. He has a very short memory, and he continues to go out and find ways to get hitters out. But as he continues to rein in his command, you will see him get better and better and better. Because when he pitches in the zone, he's unbeatable. When he pitches in the zone and ahead, you have no shot. You have no shot.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things you really like about him. It's a compliment to him when he doesn't have his best stuff, that he competes the way he does. And like last night, he continued, and I thought the combination of Molina and Moore last night, I thought they did a great thing trying to establish that curveball more than once. They went back to it. They went back to it again and again.
And they're going to continue to do that. You know, in talking with Jose Molina, he said, listen, if we abandon that pitch, now we'd make it that much easier for the hitter. There's another pitch they don't have to look for. And so we're going to continue to try to throw that, pick our spots with it, but continue to try to get that pitch going. And sometimes, you know, even going back to when I was pitching, you know, the changeup wasn't there maybe the first couple innings, but that doesn't mean you don't throw it. You've got to keep working with it, and hopefully at some point it clicks in. Well, that's what they did last night. All the while, the fastball and the changeup, those were the two pitches that did the heavy lifting and got the big outs.
Well, here's the deal. And we talk about this all the time. Everybody around the game talks about baseball being a game of percentages. And it really is. And really all of sport is a game of percentage one way or another. Well, if you're a pitcher and you have 3 pitches, then you're going to have a greater chance of success than if you only use 2. So why wouldn't you go back and try to get that third pitch into play?
Yeah, and the hard part doing that, and you're right, you have to do that. You have to stay with it. The hardest part is to pick the right spots. You don't want, when you're really struggling with a pitch, and it's kind of known, you know, that this pitch has been inconsistent for me tonight. That's not the pitch you want to go to in a big situation.
Yeah.
You know, you try to find it, you pick your spots for it, try to get it going that way.
That's where having the presence of a veteran catcher around is very important.
Yes, no question about it. Matt Moore is still a young starting pitcher, learning all the way through. Jose Molina, he's been through this for a long time. He's got a pretty good idea back there what he wants to do.
And the pitch just misses to Drew. A couple very close pitches here to Drew, and he walks on this 3-2.
And a long look in by David Price. That pitch just off, but there were a number of fastballs there. Could have gone either way. Some actually that looked even better than that pitch.
So leadoff walk to the number 9 hitter, Stephen Drew. And we go back around to the top of the order. Pillsbury grounded out to second to start the game. He looks at a curveball on the first pitch. That's a strike. 1 on Ellsbury. Price coming off one of his better starts of the year. 1-3 overall and 8 prior starts. This is in the same spot. 2-1. Way behind Ellsbury.
Yeah, this is what you don't want to do. Walk in the 9 hole. That was a tough at bat. A couple close pitches that didn't go David's way, but now missing badly here to Ellsbury. You start to creep towards the middle of that Boston lineup.
And the Red Sox have been very good so far this year about seeing pitches. As a team, they're seeing more pitches per at bat than any other club. Ground ball headed toward the middle, through into center. Jennings with a pickup. Drew stops at second. Couple of attempts to flag that one down, but Ellsbury has a base hit.
Yeah, I think that ball chopping by David Price. He's hoping that Ryan Roberts can get to it. He gave it everything that he had. Lets this ball go by. See him pull that glove out of there, hoping that Roberts, and just off. Couple inches off the end of that glove. Well, the one thing David has done, though, this year is his ground ball percentage has been pretty good. So this is a situation with Victorino. We've seen that the ball down in the zone has been being called here in the early going. Try to pound that part of the zone and get a double play ball right here.
This pitch is a strike. Starts him off speed. Victorino 0 for 4 in last night's game. A little popper into shallow center in the first inning of this game. Roberts went out from second base to make the catch on it. Up the right side, that's slicing foul and down toward the bullpen area. The Red Sox 18-8 in April. They've gone 4-9 in May.
They've lost 9 of 11.
Torino gets his feet out of the way.
Stay in the box, Shane.
And that's the ebb and flow of a season. I mean, off to just a great start. The Rays were kind of bouncing around, couldn't get to 500. And then there you go. In the last 11 games, 2-9. Not scoring, not pitching. Bad combination.
Just 3.3 runs a game. Into left. Sean Rodriguez makes the catch. Runners hold. One away now with men at first and second. And a tough out to get at Dustin Pedroia. Pedroia, who doubled in the first, is now 11 out of 34 lifetime against Price. And the Rays are going to talk it over a little bit here.
You got Ryan Robertson there.
We have a moment. We'll take a look at tonight's AT&T social media poll. Who do you think will lead the American League in hitting this year? TB1, James Loney. TB2, Miguel Cabrera. Will it be Joe Mauer, TB3, TB4, Dustin Pedroia, or TB5, Evan Longoria? Put your vote to @Sunsports Rays. Pedroia up there. Pitch is a strike around the knees. Opened it with a little cutter there.
Oh, just something to get ahead. Pedroia, got a cutter in his last at bat. It was close to him. That's the pitch that he hit. But boy, hammers high fastballs. Got a big swing for a little guy.
Up the right side. Zobrist on the run. West on the call. Zobrist ranging into foul territory. Just couldn't quite get there.
So close. Had to go a long way for that.
So Price now with a 2-strike count on Pedroia. David Ortiz hits behind him. Drew second, Ellsbury first. It's a ball, 2 strikes. So the Red Sox with men in scoring position in each of the first 3 innings.
Away. Drew's going to score. Into third goes Ellsbury, and Boston takes a 1-0 lead.
Boy, the little ball right there off Zobrist's glove, the second one of the inning, really cost the Rays, because I don't think Drew was going to be heading to the plate if Ben comes up with that cleanly. That ball got shot out the right field. Didn't look like Drew had enough momentum to come around and score. But once this was bobbled, made it easy. Right there, same thing as the pop-up, right off the end of the glove.
So Pedroia gets credit for a base hit and a run batted in. It's first and third, 1-0 Boston. Here's David Ortiz. Strike one. Fastball and the sequence of pitches to the Boston designated hitter. Misses a swing and fouls the ball. Ortiz began the year on the DL with the Achilles problem. It's Ellsbury, that's Pedroia. Foul outside of first.
Trying to keep that ball close to him. David Ortiz, he likes to get those arms extended. Big, powerful swing. Runners on first and third. David Price wants to limit that, so he has been pounding him right into the hands.
Well, Ortiz had a 15-game hitting streak going through the first week of May, and then fell into an over 17 stretch. It's a ball, and it's 1-2.
You know what, though? Fine. This is close. He doesn't get the call, but it gives David Ortiz something else to look at. He's been seeing a lot of pitches in. Now not quite sure. Does he come back in? Does he stay away? Create a little bit of doubt.
And just a little piece of that one. He fouls it, and the count is still a ball, 2 strikes.
Well, and now he's got him leaning out over the plate. Now might be the time, if he wants to get back in there close to those hands, can run another 95. Try to get that little jam pop-up.
Come on, Price! Hey!
If you are going to go in, this is the spot to do it.
The 1-2. And it's fouled right back into the screen.
And he's giving him a little bit of everything out there. The fastball, the curveball, and the cutter.
Base hit and a run batted in for Ortiz. Pedroia stopped at second. 2-0 Boston.
Well, they continued to go away, and David Ortiz wasn't a horrible pitch, but he was leaning out there and was able to get just enough of that and get it by Longoria at third. A pitch actually off the plate. You see the plate coverage of Ortiz. And you know what? You're able to cover that pitch that's 3 or 4 inches off the plate because you've been going out there the last 4 or 5, and you got Ortiz leaning out that way, able to slap it by him.
And now there's a major conference on the mound. Jim Hickey first went out there, and then followed by Joe Madden, Ron Porterfield out there spending some time with Price. Price had cited that allergy situation that had given him some problems, and he had a nasal spray and some other forms of medication to address that issue. And let's watch the aftermath of this pitch. Well, he's not comfortable, that's for sure. And he's going to depart here with Ron Porterfield. And we'll, as soon as we can, get an update on David Price. Metro PCS call to the bullpen now. Sports is brought to you by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Visit your Honda dealer for great lease and finance deals on fuel-efficient Hondas. By Checkers, Feast On. And by Infinity, luxury cars that deliver inspired performance. Back at Tropicana Field, the Red Sox have taken a 2-0 lead in the third inning. And an early departure from this game for David Price. And Jamie Wright will replace him on the mound and, of course, get as much time as he requires to get loose. Let's take a look at the final pitch made here.
Right there, you see working the hand like that.
Ron Porterfield out there. Price departs, and see what kind of report we get.
Hey, bottom line is, regardless of what it is, you don't like to see this.
Yep.
A third inning of a ball game, and your ace, your number one, is coming out of the game. That's not good, regardless.
Of course, what you hope for is something minor.
Yes.
That you leave a game for precautionary reasons, and in that it could be any number of things. It just does no good really to speculate on anything, except to make the observation you just did. It's never good when your young ace leaves.
No. Nope.
So it's 2 1/3 with 5 hits, a couple runs. He's responsible for a couple of men on, a walk, and a strikeout. So suddenly Jamie Wright finds that he's going to be in this game.
Yeah, that's always, it's a quick wake-up call is what it is. They call you right in, and you've got to go out. You know, the nice part about a situation like this is for Jamie Wright, allowed as many warm-up pitches as you want till you're comfortable and ready to go. Obviously coming in extreme circumstances.
See Wright's numbers. He's been very good for the Rays. He, as you know, made the staff coming out of spring training. He's a non-roster invitee and made the staff and has been very good so far.
He really has. He's eaten up some quality innings for Joe Madden. He's a guy you feel comfortable with. You know, he's pitched for 18 major league seasons, been in a lot of different situations. Pretty good at getting the ground ball. And I'll tell you what, when Jamie Wright is on, he is a left-handed hitting killer. I mean, really can use that sinker down and away. Go along with that curveball. That's the other thing. His curveball, he'll throw that to both sides of the plate. It's not just a, hey, let me throw a curveball there. He'll backdoor it. He can sweep it.
Well, he appears ready to face Mike Napoli. You've got Molina out there and the second baseman Roberts to make sure they're all on the same page with the runners at first and second.
Well, every pitcher will have his own set of signs with the catcher. You know, there are a lot of different, you know, a guy on second base, the signs get switched. It's not as standard as if there's nobody on base. You know, there's indicators, there's a lot going on, and guys have all different combinations. So you have to make sure that the middle infielders know what Jamie Wright is using. And by the way, not only what he's using, but when you shake, then there's a lot of times another indicator, and you go after, you know, another pitch. So you've got to have those middle infielders on the same page so they know where their defensive setups are and who's going to be covering, and everything working seamlessly.
Wright inherits a couple of runners. One out. Here's Napoli. Napoli takes a big, healthy cut on that first pitch. New guy comes in. Emergency situation, and he's hacking.
Yeah, he knows Jamie Wright wants to pitch ahead, and fortunately that ball didn't get to its spot. At the swing was for where that ball was supposed to be. That ball actually ran in, tied him up a little bit to get strike one.
Fly ball deep into right center field. Zobrist back, and that's going to be over his head. Pedroia scores. Ortiz to third. It's a double for Napoli, and the Red Sox make it 3-0. Napoli's 34th run batted in with his 18th double.
Now he didn't miss this one. This ball, same thing, trying to go away. That stayed middle. Napoli, he's got big time power, really from foul line to foul line, and he just rockets that ball off the ball in right center field, and Boston adds on.
3-run inning, 2 men now in scoring position. The hitter is Gomes. for a strike. Gomes in left field tonight. This is his 11th start of the year in left.
The batter's spot, you grit.
Line drive shot through the middle off a fastball. Ortiz scores. Over to third goes Napoli, and it's 4-0. Gomes driving in his 8th run of the season.
Napoli and Gomes, they got a couple of pitches out over the plate here. This is a tough place to live against this lineup, right down the middle.
Ellsbury, Pedroia, and Ortiz have all scored. Will Middlebrooks. Ball, no strikes. So that'll complete the book on David Price tonight. 2 1/3. 5 hits, 4 runs, a walk, and a strikeout. Move to first. Well, we've seen in the past that you can't completely forget about Gomes over there. If you do, he'll be aggressive. It's out of play. Foul ball, 1-1. Right, last pitch Saturday in the San Diego series. Was charged with an unearned run, a couple of walks, and a hit batter. Prior to that, he pitched an inning in 2/3, allowed 2 runs to the Blue Jays on the 8th. That was in relief of Matt Moore. Giving up a couple hits here tonight. Middlebrooks skies it into short center. Napoli's the runner at third, and he will hold. Cut off by Loney on the mound. And Middlebrooks is out number 2.
Yeah, that was a very good pitch there by Jamie Wright, trying to limit Middlebrooks. A lot of power, first and third. A good opportunity again for Boston to add to their lead, and he jammed him with that fastball. That fly ball to center field, not nearly deep enough to score Napoli, and now you got a chance to limit the damage and get out of this 3rd inning.
Now Jared Saltalamacchia, the catcher for the Red Sox, will step into the batter's box. Putting around to bat from the left side now against Jamie Wright. This has been his better side. Pitch inside. Gomes bluffing a start off first base.
You know that Boston, and they're right there at the top of the heat in stolen bases. Something you wouldn't expect out of this team. Johnny Gomes, a very aggressive player, and they want to continue to pressure the Rays. Not going to be content with a 4-run lead. You know, the more attention that a pitcher's paying to the guy over at first base, you hope to get that mistake pitch to the hitter. Saltalamacchia with a tremendous amount of power.
Two and 0. The Rays will have to play catch up tonight. The early departure of Price. Three balls, no strikes. Napoli at third, Gomes at first, and ball four. Saltalamacchia walks to load the bases. And the hitter will be Stephen Drew, who started this inning with a walk. So the Red Sox will have sent 9 hitters to the plate here in the third. Now 10. Strike around the knees.
Well, that's what makes Jamie Wright so tough on left-handed hitters when he's going good. He's got that cutter, he can run in on him, and then the good sinker that he runs away. Needs to make a couple of big pitches here. Rays out of this inning.
Napoli third, Gomes second, Saltalamacchia at first. Curveball is wide. It's 1-1. Into right center. Zobrist to the track, and that ball is caught. A grand slam home run. Napoli, Gomes, and Saltalamacchia score in front of Drew.
Now, you don't want to say indecision, but it just doesn't look like Jamie Wright out there right now is very comfortable. The rhythm has been sporadic. This pitch right here, Drew able to pull the hands in and barrel this baseball. Just enough.
It's 8-0 Boston. Ellsbury takes a pitch down. Four runs charged to Price, and now 4 runs charged to Wright. Jamie behind Jacoby Ellsbury. Nothing. Second career grand slam for Stephen Drew. It's a strike, makes it 3-1. Red Sox have broken it open in the third. The count goes full on Jacoby Ellsbury.
Well, the Rays right now are trying to think about, give this Boston team a finish. Make this game as uncomfortable as you can going forward, number one. And number two, hope that everything checks out okay with their number one, David Price.
It's a foul ball. Price did come out firing in that first inning. We noted that he made half a dozen pitches at 95 or above.
He did. He came out very aggressive against this Boston lineup. The breaking ball looked good. Threw some hard cutters that had late action on them. It really looked like it was going to be another Lester-Price duel deep into the game. Not a whole lot of scoring.
The Rays are going to get further action up in the bullpen. About the third straight appearance, J.B. Wright has appeared to be a little uncomfortable out there. He strikes out Ellsbury to end the top half of the third. 8-run score on 6 hits. Big blow, a grand slam by Stephen Drew. 8-0 Boston.
As the Rays come to bat in the bottom half of the third inning, we do have a report from the Rays clubhouse on starter David Price. The left-hander leaves tonight's game with triceps tightness in the left arm. You can see that last pitch single in left field, and after that pitch was delivered, squeezing that left hand. So the word from the Rays clubhouse is triceps tightness. Guys, back to you.
All right, well, we'll see how that progresses as Price leaves early after 2 1/3. Eight to nothing. Ryan Roberts will lead off the bottom of the third. Takes a pitch from Lester inside. The top of the inning took 36 minutes with a 9-minute delay. 49 pitches in the inning. 28 by Price and 21 by Wright.
Well, I will say this about the update from Todd. I would a lot rather have tricep tightness than anything in that forearm flexor mass where it's getting close to that elbow. Yeah, the inside of that elbow. I mean, tricep tightness up back behind there. Listen, none of it's good. Again, he left the game. but at least initially you feel better about that.
Yeah, and you almost classify that as a precautionary move with tricep tightness, but only a little time will tell us more about that.
Yeah, and you know, listen, I mean, the tricep does connect down there to the back of the elbow, and that's a scary part of the body for a pitcher to be feeling discomfort. I would say that.
We'll check swing. If it stays fair, going to be tough. No play, base hit. So an infield hit for Ryan Roberts. The Rays have a runner.
Well, you know, you've got your tricep obviously coming down the back of your arm, and it does. It connects. It's got 3 heads to it, and it does connect right back into here. You know, and you can get that from, you know, firing it off like that, maybe a little cramping or a little bit of a strain. But I'll tell you what, I would a lot rather have it back in here than you start getting this, because once you start to, you know, that flexor mass, you start to have that area hurting, then it starts to expose the ligament, more of a strain goes onto that. So I think that's probably the best news we could have heard.
The ball, no strikes to Desmond Jennings. So insofar as this game is concerned, the point you alluded to, you try to make it as difficult for the Red Sox as you can the rest of the way. Who knows? Hey, there's a base hit. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Roberts hits third. Foley's going to wave him around. There will be a throw coming to the plate. It's not in time. All the way to third goes Jennings, and the Rays are on the board. It's 8-1. Roberts scores from first. Jennings gets a triple, his second of the year.
Hey, the Rays, they're supposed to lose this game. They're supposed to lose this game, so you play. You've got nothing to lose. Play loose, let it all hang out, give them a finish, and that's exactly what happens. Ryan Roberts, they're aggressive. You know, at the end of the day, that first run doesn't mean anything, but it gets that dugout going, it gets the fans going. Jennings is now down at third, and you start the process of trying to chip away.
And you have time. It's only the third inning. It's Kelly Johnson. Ball, no strikes. See if Ryan Roberts is all right there in the Rays dugout.
That was kind of an awkward slide by him with Saltamacchia blocking the plate.
One on Johnson. Hopper, short left, drew out. He's making the call, and he'll make the throw toward the plate. Holding at third, Jennings, as Johnson pops out. And Sobers will be the hitter against Lester. The Mariners scored 7 in the first in New York, as Todd told us earlier. They've added 2 in the 5th inning, and they now lead the Yankees 9-1. Silver swings through a fastball, strike one. A lot of runs being scored tonight. The Blue Jays have a 10-1 lead at home over the Giants. It's in the bottom of the 4th. One, of course, the Red Sox put up 8 here in the 3rd. The Rays now on the board. Ground ball down to 3rd. This will get the run home. crossing the plate. Jennings, Zobrist drives in his 25th run. It's now 8-2.
No, like you said, Dwayne, too, it's early. There's still a lot of time, so you had to get that second run in. And, you know, you'd like to get it on a base hit, but you'll even take it on and out. Now 8-2. This inning not over yet. Still have 6 more ups.
A lot of baseball to be played.
The only thing that's going to make it interesting, too, obviously the offense is going to have to get it going and chip away, but Joe's going to need a big night from the bullpen. They're going to have to put together some innings in order to give this team a chance.
Cesar Ramos is throwing in the bullpen again.
Look, we saw that last night after Matt Moore gave up that home run to David Ortiz. The Rays, Matt Moore obviously playing a big part of that. Went 8 2/3 innings, gave up 1 hit the rest of the way.
2-1 to Evan. Well, the Rays have been scoring a lot of runs, so who's to say that they wouldn't score a bunch tonight? Longoria lifts it to center. Ellsbury catches it. The Rays settled for 2. We go to the 4th. It's 8-2 Boston. Get in on the action with exclusive on-field seating in the Papa John's bullpen box. Available dates are going fast, so act now to make your group reservation behind the Rays bullpen by calling 855-GROUP-TB or online at RaysBaseball.com. Jamie Wright out to open the 4th inning. We got 2/3 of an inning credit in the 3rd inning. Relief of David Price, Shane Victorino, then Dustin Pedroia, and the 3rd hitter, the big left-handed bat of David Ortiz, too. Torino 0 for 2, line to left his last time. No strikes. The Rays sent Jamie Wright out there trying to extend his outing and help the bullpen load. 2-1. ball, and Roberts plays it to first. One away in the fourth.
You just hope that Jamie Wright can go out, eat a couple innings up, quality innings for Joe Madden. He came in a tough situation, a couple runners aboard, got to warm up on the field. Not always ideal. It did not go well for Jamie, but he did get out of the third, and now a quick out here in the fourth.
Dustin Pedroia takes a strike.
And that's not a bad place to take up residence. Right down there at the knees. That is the one pitch that's been consistently called tonight, is the ball down in the zone.
One and one. Pedroia doubled in the first inning, and a base hit in the third to drive in a run, and eventually scored a run himself. He unleashes that big cut. He's not a big guy, but he takes a big swing.
There's a front row seat for it.
Chops it to the left side. Quick pick up and throw from Longoria. Pedroia's the second out in the fourth. So two gone with David Ortiz due up, and now Joe Madden wants to go with Cesar Ramos here against the left-handed bat. So another Metro PCS call to the bullpen. Top of the fourth with two gone. Be sure and tune into the Rays annual broadcast auction. That comes up Tuesday, the 28th of May. Fans have the chance to bid on one-of-a-kind Rays experiences. Check all the items up for bid at raysbaseball.com/broadcast auction. Proceeds benefit the Rays Baseball Foundation and the Tampa General Hospital Foundation.
A lot of great items every year in that auction.
Exactly right. And
yeah,
some outstanding items coming up this year.
I'm going to have to check to see if it's even okay, but I may bid. I don't know if I'm allowed.
Not a bad
to.
idea. Cesar Ramos pitching here to David Ortiz, and the pitch is down. I'm sure your bid would be welcome.
I would hope. There have been a couple of years where I've sat up here and said, why am I not bidding on that?
Listen, great stuff.
I know. So I may. If I check out for an inning, that's what I'm doing. I'm
okay.
Posting phone calls.
Very good. Pitch is low. Preparation underway even as we speak for this event.
Yes. Well, you were part of it. On the ground floor.
Just checked in out of curiosity to see what some of the items might be. Really good items.
So we can talk about them later. I was not able to make it.
Well, you're very busy. You have a full dance card.
I do today. I got to be honest with you.
2-1 to count. Well, I'll be hitting lessons. Matt Joyce is going to volunteer his time to auction that off. Just a kind of a quick overview of the more that goes with all that. That's one of them. Ortiz could not check. Rob Gregg says he went after it. It's 2-2. Pitching lesson with David Price.
Come on.
Oh, yeah. Cy Young Award winner.
I mean, right?
That's got to be a very big
Could you imagine?
auction item.
Yeah. You always hear, when you hear of, items like that, you think back to being a kid.
How cool
What
that?
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, what a thrill.
Ground ball into right field, into the shift, and the long throw to first gets Ortiz. So the Rays put the shift on, and Ryan Roberts throws out David Ortiz. We go to the bottom half of the fourth. 8-2 Boston. Brought to you by H.H. Gregg. Middle game of the series for the Rays against the Red Sox. Rays are facing John Lester. He had a couple runs off Lester in the third. And Yunel Escobar will open the bottom of the fourth. Then James Loney and Sean Rodriguez. All it takes is for the Rays to score a couple of runs, 2 or 3 runs, and it's a brand new ball game. Here's Escobar fouling away the first pitch. That's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Fly ball lifted right back down the middle into center. Ellsbury puts it away. 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. Now James Loney. He had a base hit his first time to get that average up to 386. The strike. Amazing thing about Loney, what he's done against left-handed pitching. He's been up, 480, 500 against lefties since he started to get hot. Look at that, right at 500 now against left-handed pitching. Backhanded by Pedroia. And the tag in order now as Napoli puts the tag on Loney.
And the reason for that is because he's been so fundamentally sound at the plate. That's what's been the most impressive thing is we've been talking about what he's been trying to do, the way that he's taken the ball the other way, the way that he's been able to pull the hands through and hit the ball to right field, back up the middle, and he's not changed that. He's not changed that at all over the last month, and he stays in well off these lefties. Just amazing he's been able to sustain it this long and be that hot for this long.
Now the first pitch, Sean Rodriguez shoots it into center field. Pitch cutting in on him a little bit. Rodriguez is aboard.
Sean Rod came into the game today hitting lefties at a 303 clip. He gets a mistake here and shoots the middle of the field. That's why you see him in the lineup tonight.
And Jose Molina. Molina out third to first his first time, but entering the game 6 of 18 against Leicester. Liner into center field. There's a base hit. Rodriguez will go to third. First and third with 2 outs. I tell you, you get the feeling that if the Rays could score a run or 2 here, all bets are off.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. Make this game uncomfortable for the Red Sox. That's the goal. By the time that happens, you pull close enough, now you're thinking, hey, dramatic come from behind victory. The low arrow there by Molina.
Come on, run, let's go, baby.
A smaller ball with a lot of tension didn't require it now all the way back.
Nope. Very little movement, still lethal.
Now Ryan Roberts. Well, Roberts reached to open the 3rd inning and eventually scored. Scored on the triple by Desmond Jennings. That got the Rays their first run. They trailed by 6, but they have 2 men on with 2 outs here in the 4th. Taps it foul. Yeah, you get a run or 2 here, you've got a lot of time then. 2 balls and a strike. Rodriguez third, Molina first. That will even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Miss fastball. So Lester strikes out Roberts. The Rays lead 2. Still trail 8-2.
Lead, and in case you missed it yesterday, Joe Maddon had Fernando Rodney's Lucky Charms. The plantains hung around the clubhouse yesterday, and the magical fruit, well, they are here to stay. Maddon sent out this tweet: Rodney's magical plátanos are here to stay. They are on a roll. We're looking for some good recipes. They really are on a roll since being introduced to the Rays by Rodney earlier this month. Bullpen pitching pretty well. Dwayne B.A., what do you think? Most interesting performance-enhancing substance you've ever seen, or what?
Yes.
Yeah, and they're all legitimate.
And they look very, yes, I mean, right?
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good source of potassium.
Well, you remember he carried that,
yeah.
Carried that plantain around during the WBC. Mm-hmm. Now he's got them hanging all over the clubhouse.
And they, a few days ago had team pictures out here. He had that in the waistband.
Did he?
Yes, he did.
Hey, whatever it takes.
That's right. Mike Napoli will open the 5th. Napoli, Gomes, and then Middlebrooks. The evergreen that you would see plantains hanging throughout a major league clubhouse.
Listen, that dream has been shattered long before the plantains. The Penguins, perhaps. The magician. At least
doing a little
a
moringa.
Professional magician.
And the salsa.
Not some bootleg guy, some teammate.
Oh, we went around.
Trying to make toothbrushes disappear. Don't ask.
Yeah, way too involved.
It's too early.
It's a 1-1 count to Napoli. On the corner. Oh, camo. You have your camo?
I don't.
Road trip.
I don't, but
Camo road trip.
I'm going to go camo tie.
Yeah. All right.
It's going to be awesome. I'm going to do the camo tie with the green shirt for the pregame hit. You won't even see me. It'll be awesome. You'll hear me, but you will not see me. That much I can assure you.
It's a tie around your neck or head?
We'll see.
I mean, it's just another day for Luke Scott. Loves to hunt. He's got plenty of camo. And he loved the idea of that kind of theme trip.
Yeah, well, you got to figure he was firmly entrenched behind it. Hey, listen, just watch him do an interview at his locker.
Yeah, there was a wild war in his locker.
Right, right.
So maybe plantains aren't that far off, you know? Swing and a miss. Napoli. It's the first out here in the fifth. Remember the DJ?
Wait, no, give us the move. Yeah.
The magician. All within the confines of the Rays clubhouse.
Oh, yep.
Westy made friends.
Yep.
And the Penguins.
That was for what? Matt Moore, right?
To get penciled in at third base. But
filling out the lineup card. Plantains.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a long season.
The hits just keep on coming.
You know it's not going to stop there.
Johnny Gomes fouls it. Strike one. Gomes singled home a run and scored a run in their big 8-run third inning.
Come on over here. I got a serious question to ask.
See, when Johnny Gomes played there, you didn't need a Penguin in the clubhouse or a magician.
He could be all of those every other day.
Just had him.
Yes, that's all you needed. He was a Swiss Army knife of entertainment.
Yes, he was. Very good.
Thank you.
An 0-2 count on Gomes. Cesar Ramos following Price and Wright. Price left after 2 1/3 with tightness in his tricep. Back to the hill. Ramos with the toss to first. So 2 outs here in the 5th inning. Time now for the Just for Men Auto Stop Foolproof Stat. American League wins leaders. Matt Moore topping that charge with 7. Buchholz has 6 along with Darvish and Masterson. John Lester pitching tonight with 5. 7 other pitchers with 5 as well. But Matt Moore, first Rays starting pitcher to begin the year 7-0. Middlebrooks takes a pitch, breaking ball down around the knees for a strike.
I roomed with a backup cornerback. His legs are quarterback.
Middlebrooks out after that one. A change up, and now he's behind in the count.
I roomed with a guy with a backup quarterback. John Day was his name.
Goes away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the more you see Cesar Ramos, the more you like him.
And the better he is. You get him regular work, I'm telling you, he can get on quite a roll. He's got all the pitches. Fastball, we've seen the good curveball, the changeup.
And he strikes out Middlebrooks. Nice changeup there. A couple changeups in that sequence. 8-2 Boston.
Waiting for a Rays rally here, down by 6 in the 5th inning, or maybe dreaming about Will Myers being a Ray someday. In our latest questions on our Ask the Announcer segment, fans every week want to know about Will Myers, so why not update you on where he is right now. 35 games in. He struggled a little bit so far in the month of May, hitting just 205 overall this season. 261. You see the 4 home runs and 23 runs batted in. The 47 strikeouts are in 134 at-bats, so a little more than 1 every 3 at-bats. And guys, the bottom line with Will Myers, he's still, between Omaha last year with Kansas City and this year with Durham, has not played the equivalent of a full AAA minor league season yet. And how can you argue with the Rays offense without him so far this year? So patience is a virtue. A lot of fans want to know about him. Guys, your thoughts?
All right, well, you're right about the Rays offense. How could an offense be much better than it's been the last month? The way the season started and the way the offense struggled, there was an immediate outcry and questions about Will Myers. And the Rays, the one thing the Rays are about minor league players, they are very patient with them. Jennings is the first out here in the 5th. You can see what the Rays have done now for about a month. They're first in runs a game with 5.64. And that's the bottom line right there.
Yeah, I mean, and clutch, those numbers speak for themselves. There's not really much to add. But who would have thought that was coming down the pike after the first 2 weeks, especially that first road trip? They could buy a home run.
I can't imagine anyone.
No way. No way. Well, they went 8 days without a home run at one point on the road. Couldn't score to save their lives. And then it has been an explosion, and it's been sustained.
Kelly Johnson lifting a fly ball to left. Goes with the angle, and he makes the catch. So 2 outs in the 5th. Remember when Desmond Jennings was down there? People were asking the same thing.
Yeah.
When's Jennings coming up? I remember Andrew Friedman talking about Jennings and not handling pitches in certain parts of the zone that they thought he could and eventually would. More time, AAA, and that was the thinking there. And I think there's some of that same thinking going with Myers. The strikeout's a big part of his game. And So I think they'll be very patient with him. And I also think that a lot depends on how this offense is doing, where this team is in the standings.
No, and I think when they deem him ready, they'll find a spot for him. But the last thing that you want is to have a much ballyhooed prospect, especially if they come over in a big blockbuster trade, and have him come up here and struggle and fail because you rushed him. They want to make sure that, like you said, that everything's covered. No guy's going to come up and be perfect, but you want him to cover the holes that you deem most important before he comes up. You don't want to rush a guy to the big leagues, have him struggle, and then get on the back and forth routine. You want a guy like Will Myers, you'd like to have him when he steps onto this field for the first time. He's here to stay.
Two count to Zobrist. 2 outs, bases empty. Now there was a time when people were asking, could he pitch?
Oh boy. I think I was there.
Strike 3 to Zobrist. 1, 2, 3. We are through 5, 8-2 Boston. The third. David Price left early after this base hit by David Ortiz. That RBI single made it 2-0. Jamie Wright forced into the appearance in the third. He gave up a couple of hits, allowing Price's runs to score, and then a grand slam off the bat of Stephen Drew made it an 8-0 game. Rays got 2 in the bottom of the third. Triple by Jennings scored 1, and Ben Zobrist's ground ball got Jennings home. That's where we are right now as we go to the 6th inning. David Price leaving after 2 1/3 with tightness in his tricep. He worked 2 1/3, charged with 4. Jamie Wright an inning and a third. Gave up the grand slam, and now Cesar Ramos. He got the final out in the 4th and the 1, 2, 3, 5th. First pitch to Saltalamacchia, driven deep into center, and there's Jennings. Desmond Jennings with a nice running catch.
Very rarely do I think ball off the bat, no way Desmond Jennings can get there. This was one of those times. Didn't think he had a shot, but look at that straight line speed. That is just tremendous.
This is a spectacular catch.
It is.
But in a routine manner.
It's like Longoria down a third.
Yep.
They make those difficult plays look easy. That's when you know you're truly elite.
Some outfielders are going to be diving and all kinds of things out there.
Playing the carom.
But playing the carom mostly, you're right. But Jennings, he makes great plays seem easy. Stephen Drew, slow curveball is a strike.
Yeah, I mean, that was off the bat. Okay, double, lead off the inning. No shot. Come on.
One and one. Two strikes.
How about that fluttering curveball by Ramos? It just never got there. Drew could not. Tried to go out and get it. Was way out in front.
Yeah, when you get a hitter trying to go out and get it, you know you're on the road to success right there. So 2-2 count.
That's tough to cover. Slow curve, heater at 90.
Pull the fastball foul.
Now, and then you speed him up with that fastball in there. You can go right back to that curveball down and away.
Fastball, and it's shot deep to right. That's off the wall. Drew on his way to second with a double. Drew's on for the third time. You might have had the right idea.
Well, you know, you speed him up. He sped him up with the fastball in, then he goes back out away, which is not a bad idea to go back out away, but that fastball probably catching a little bit too much plate for Ramos' liking. Was able to hammer it to right field. You know, it's easy to to maybe second guess that pitch selection. However, if he makes a good fastball down and away and gets it out where he wants it, he probably gets weak contact and gets it out. It just happens to be execution a little bit off, and the hitter takes advantage.
Yeah, there's no question about that. It's really about the execution of whatever pitch you're throwing.
Yep.
As much as what pitch you decided to throw there.
I'll tell you what, one of the biggest rules that you learn pitching at this level is it's better to throw the wrong pitch with conviction than to throw the right pitch and be double-minded.
That's right.
And it's amazing. It's amazing how many times you can, it's the right pitch for the situation, but you're kind of not sold on it. That pitch gets hammered every time.
Ellsbury pops up the 1-0 pitch. Evan Longoria handles that. It's the second out.
And other times you throw some of the dumbest sequences that you can imagine. But if you throw them like you mean it, and you throw them like I believe this is going to work, it's amazing how many sometimes it does.
Well, what you do is you execute the pitch the way you would execute any other pitch, but that's the one you believed in, and that's the one that you throw well.
Yeah, right, and there's something about out in front. You're just kind of loosey-goosey. This is what I want to do, and here it comes, big boy. Meanwhile, your pitching coach is probably sitting on the bench going, are you kidding me? This guy's got cement head. That's not smart. But hey.
Ball popping away, and over to third goes Drew. 1-0 to Victorino. Wild pitch charge to Ramos. strike. 1-1. Ramos worked 2 1/3 in the Padres series on Saturday. Struck out 3. He followed Hellickson and Wright in that game, and eventually got the win when the Rays won it on the walk-off home run by Evan Longoria. Full foul out of play.
Nice long strike, Victorino.
Drew third, 2 outs, 1-2 the count on Victorino. Drew with a walk, a grand slam, and a double tonight. An old ground ball, shortstop. Escobar handles that. No runs, a hit. And a man left. Great catch to start the inning on the ball hit by Saltalamacchia. Jennings runs it down. 8-2 Boston. The 6th inning, Rays facing John Lester. He's a little different pitcher so far this year than last year.
Well, a big difference. You see last year, he's going to be on the far first base side of the dugout or on the rubber. And while it gives you a nice angle in on a right-handed hitter, you have to be very precise on the ball away to them. Not a lot of margin for error. They've moved him over to the middle of the rubber, and that then allows his ball to sink away, and he's still able to cut it in. And what that ends up doing is giving him more plate to work with, where he can stand in the middle of the rubber, power that ball down the outside corner, let it run to the corner or just off and get swings, and the cutter working its way in. That's been a huge difference that's been made for John Lester, because when you're on that far first base side, you create a good angle in on the righty, no question about it. But when you're trying to throw that fastball down the outside corner, boy, margin for error very little, because you're actually throwing that ball off the plate, trying to have it head towards the corner and then sink back to the corner. It's a very, some guys can do it. Other guys, it's a little bit more of a struggle. Here, it allows his pitches to play both ways, and I mean, look at the results. They speak for themselves.
Well, what it does for him, it just opens the strike zone for him. And And there's strike 3 call to Longoria. So it's been Lester and Buchholz leading the charge out of the starting blocks here for the Boston Red Sox.
Well, look, I mean, John Lester, that ERA down over 2 runs. And you know what? The other thing that he's done, obviously made that move on the rubber, but he has controlled the productive hitters, the power production guys in opposing lineups. You know, you think about 3 through 6 in the order. And last year, the 3 through 6 hitters coming into play tonight, you know, we'll go over that for this year, but last year they hit 275 and averaged 1.6 RBIs per start off of John Lester. This year, he's holding them to a 182 average and 3/4 of an RBI per start, just giving up 6 RBIs to the 3 through 6 hitters so far this year. That's amazing. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are your big guns in the middle of the lineup, and he has really hamstrung them.
You know what they are tonight? 1 for 10. Now 2 for 11. Escobar heads to second base and is in there ahead of the throw. So Escobar showing signs of coming to life with that bat. Has himself a double.
Able to keep this ball fair in. That's in off the plate. Down the line.
Braves have had hits in every inning except the 5th. So far they've scored only in the 3rd. James Saloni will be the hitter. There you go. That's the difference 1 year to the next.
Yeah, huge numbers. I mean, a lot of production in those spots in the order, and big numbers last year, not so much this year. Then you add even further the fact that his walk rate is at a career low so far this year, not putting on unnecessary hitters. You start connecting the dots, and it's no wonder he's 5-0 with an ERA under 3.
Ball, no strikes. That's why when you look up and down the American League East, some of the pitchers in the division, the teams, the managers, the coaching staffs that they put together, it's hard to imagine that one team's going to run away.
Nope.
1-1 to count Deloney.
Because there's going to be an ebb and flow all year long. And there's just too much talent, too many smart managers. You know, eventually, obviously, talent wins out, but it's there's a tremendous amount of parity in that division. And not in the bad sense of the word parity.
Yeah, the tough part about the division is going to be getting to the postseason if you don't win the division.
Well, yes, you figure that these teams playing each other 19 times a year,
yeah.
and it's as Joe Madden would like, it's thick all the way through. I mean, Baltimore, they're once again having another good year after making the playoffs last year. This Boston team, much in New York, I don't think anybody thought that they'd be doing what they're doing.
How they could stay alive with their lineup decimated. But they've done it.
Right, and no one would have thought Toronto would be in the basement right now, but they're always dangerous. This team is as strong as it's been in the last 4 or 5 years, top to bottom. But for the longest time, it was New York, Boston. Then the Rays decided to join the party about 5 years ago.
Yep.
And
the Orioles last year.
Right, and Toronto makes their move this year, an infusion of talent.
Loney fouls that one away.
I think that's why we've seen, Joe Madden, when he made those comments the other night after the home run by the walk-off home run by Evan Longoria, where he said, yeah, this is great to get a win, but not happy with the way things are going.
Come on, Loney!
he understands every game is going to be so important when you get down to September and everybody's still bunched up within a handful of games of each other.
Maloney is out on strikes. Parting word with Sam Holbrook. So Maloney strikes out with the second out.
I don't think that James thought that he went. He goes down after this. Very, very close. They bang him for it.
Well, he tried to sell it.
Yep.
Holbrook didn't buy it. So 2 outs. Escobar still at second base. You know, the thing that's going to make it difficult, I'm afraid, is that in the West, Houston in a situation where they're trying to build really from scratch. And you take those teams out there, a couple of those teams going up 19 times against a team like that, there's going to be a lot of wins inflated in a couple teams out of the West. Strike the count to Sean Rodriguez. It's 1-1. You know, the Blue Jays, with all the injuries they've had, Brandon Morrow was scratched. They're without Happ and Josh Johnson. Ball hits Sean Rodriguez. With 2 men on, with 2 men out for Molina.
Here's his ball cutting in on Sean. Now either got the bottom of the hand or the knob of the bat. You see all that tape on the bottom of the bat. Tough to tell, but he's on first base.
Well, let's see what Jose Molina can do. He had a base hit his last time. Big night at the plate last night. And a little tap to third. Middlebrooks with the toss to first. The Rays leave 2. So John Lester has 6 innings under his belt. 5 strikeouts. Hasn't walked anybody. And the Rays trail 8-2. Tropicana Field tonight. Well, let's take a look at the AT&T social media poll. Who do you think will lead the American League in hitting? TB1, James Loney. TB2, Miguel Cabrera. Joe Mauer's TB3. TB4, Dustin Pedroia. And TB5, Evan Longoria. Tweet your vote to @SunSportsRays. Three pitches for Cesar Ramos. 2 1/3. Dustin Pedroia ready to lead it off, and then Ortiz followed by Napoli. It's a strike. Middle part of their order, the runs batted in, spread out. Pedroia has 1, Ortiz 1, Napoli 1, and Gomes 1. And the big blow, the grand slam by Stephen Drew. Back to the hill, third base side of the mound, and the throw to first. Pedroia's the first out here in the 7th.
Were you there? Were you there? So you took a picture of a newspaper article?
Now David Ortiz.
I love it.
Ortiz singled in a run, scored a run in the 3rd. Strike. Ortiz did not play Sunday. He had a little oblique issue. The off day Monday, took BP yesterday, said he felt fine. And hit a home run his first time up, went 1 for 4 last night. He singled in a run, 1 for 3 tonight. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kyle Farnsworth in the Rays bullpen. This one is down. 2-2. The designated hitter for the Boston Red Sox. You can't imagine that oblique has been much of an issue for him, though. He's taken some big cuts here, and if he was feeling it, some of the information indicated. You're a little surprised that he might still be in there.
I hear you. I hear you on that one. If that absolutely is an issue, you want to be cautious
with that at all.
No, on a pitcher or a hitter, because of the amount of torque and the twisting that is put on that, that torso, the rib cage, all of that.
Now to first, Ramos covers. 2 gone. Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
So close.
It's getting closer all the time. Well, 2 outs in the 7th. Rays are going to make a pitching change. A Metro PCS call to the bullpen. Tonight's pitching performance presented by Volkswagen.
How about the job this guy does?
Yep.
Comes in against this lineup that had just put up 8 runs. Goes 3 innings, gives up 1 hit, no walks. Showed a tremendous array of pitches, both sides of the plate, curveball, changeup, the fastball, everything was sharp, and that's what we see. The more we see of Ramos, the better he looks and the better he pitches.
Kyle Farnsworth in the game. Mike Napoli takes the pitch for a ball. Well, similar to last night, the Red Sox scored 3 runs in the first, and in the 8 innings thereafter, just 1 hit. Ground ball down to Longoria. 1-2-3. Go the Red Sox in the 7th. They lead 8-2. with all 8 runs in the third. The Rays with both their runs in the third. And a reminder, as the Heat close out the Bulls in 5, 94-91 in the NBA East semis. And their postgame, the Heat postgame, will follow our coverage and our postgame here, following Rays Live, the postgame.
How about the wake-up call for the Heat? They lose game 1 of that series to the Bulls.
That
and
won't
then,
come up.
Oh, yeah. How about ball game? How about 4 in a row?
John Lester back to the hill. And a one-hopper off the glove of Drew. And there's no play. So a base hit for Roberts, his second tonight. Change in left field for the Boston defense. It's Daniel Nava taking over for Gomes in left. Desmond Jennings. Mariners have a 12-2 lead on the Yankees in the top of the 9th in New York. Desmond trying to time up the fastball and fouled it back. The Rays started the night running 4th, 4.5 back. It would appear, if this one stays the same and the New York-Seattle game stays the same, it would be 4.5 still off the base. One out as Jennings skies to right. Celebrate Fernando Rodney's historic 2012 with a limited edition figurine featuring Rodney's iconic Shooting the Moon celebration. This figurine available only by purchasing the Tampa Bay Times ticket tandem for any game against the Yankees May 24th through the 26th. Visit RaysBaseball.com/tandems. Kelly Johnson facing the lefty. 1 ball, no strikes. No strike count. Padres beat Baltimore earlier tonight, 8-4. Action in the bullpen. Koji Uehara. Balls, 2 strikes, 103 pitches now for Lester as he got the strike call on a curve to Kelly Johnson. Off the top of the dugout into the seats, foul. Lester after his 6th win of the year. Chopper to third. Middlebrooks to Pedroia 1. First base, that will not be in time. So Johnson alive on a fielder's choice. Roberts forced at second for the second out.
Now just too much time for this play to being made by Boston. Kelly Johnson hustling down the line. You know what? You got to really tip your hat here to the job that John Lester has done. After handed that 8-run lead, the Rays immediately got to him in an attempt to make this game interesting, and he's been able to recover from that little hiccup and really shut this offense down here. 2 outs into the 7th.
Ben Zobrist. Pitch is down. The Yankees coming in to hit the bottom of the 9th, trailing 12-2. Broken bat roller. Handled by the third baseman Middlebrooks to Pedroia. The Rays leave a man. We're through 7. It's 8-2 Boston. Welcome back to tonight's Wednesday night showdown, brought to you by your Tampa Bay area Mazda dealers. Well, if you could eliminate one inning, it certainly would be a showdown. All the scoring took place in the 3rd. Aside from that, the Red Sox have collected 3 hits and no runs in 6 innings. That's what happened last night when they scored 3 in the 1st, and over the next 8 innings, no runs, just 1 hit. And the Rays tonight, 2 runs. They came in the 3rd. And 8 hits total.
And it wasn't funny either time. Attaboy, Momo. Go get us straight.
Kyle Farnsworth took over, got the final out in the 7th. The 8th here. He's in the spot originally occupied by Johnny Gomes.
They were about 20%.
The first pitch is a ball.
I wouldn't even hit the nugget.
Gomes drove in a run with a base hit in the 3rd. He was 1 for 3. Nava took over in left field at the top of the inning. 2 balls, no strikes. 3 innings for Ramos of scoreless baseball. The chopper fair. Loney toss to Farnsworth. 1 out in the 8th inning. Let's check in with Todd again. Todd, where are you?
Party deck.
Of course.
Oh, yes.
Party deck.
Yes.
It's not a Friday, but, you know, it's got to go to the party deck at some point during the homestand. We're all on TV, by the way. Yeah, so yeah, we have to have a really serious decorum here. All right, we got a pregame show tomorrow. It's called Rays Live, and we're going to be talking about Alex Cobb. We're going to be talking about Alex Cobb mic'd up, and we're on the center field now. Here we go. We're changing cameras, and we've got BA. If we can see him, he's going to break down something. Here's a ball crushed. Dwayne.
Deep into right center field, and Will Middlebrooks has added a run to the Boston lead with his 7th home run of the year. That makes it 9-2. We watched Middlebrooks last night in batting practice before the game just crush the ball to all fields. He hit some long shots to left and goes to right center for the home run here.
He saw that ball a long time, let it make its break, and then went out and got it. When you're able to drive a ball the opposite way with that much power, you have very quick, strong hands.
And a strike to Salta Lamacchia.
See how simple that is?
Did Todd eject on us?
I'm not sure. There was more. It was interrupted by that shot off the bat of Middlebrooks. So let's check in with Todd again. Todd, are you still in radio contact?
No. He handed that home run call off to you and made a beeline for the truck.
Oh, there he is. Photo ops.
I mean, just quit. Todd's mailed it in.
Well, his social responsibilities call.
His adoring public, that's right.
One ball, 2 strikes. Well, by the way, while Todd is doing whatever he's doing, taking photos with whomever has a camera, there will be Rays Live. There'll be a pregame, there'll be a postgame. This one is foul. And this is the Gulf Coast Honda pregame.
Pregame show, which we assume at this point Todd's still going to be a part of, I believe. Usually hosting that with the Restus.
Yep. Alex Cobb, best moments of the homestand. Of course, breakdown. Salta Lamacchia strikes out. So that'll be leading up to the first pitch tomorrow in the wrap-up game of the homestand.
Don't you feel right now the telecast, if it was a car, that we would be hearing something and maybe feel like the back rear has been maybe flat, need to pull over and try something else?
We'd pull over and let Todd change the tire, but he's not here.
Yeah.
Stephen Drew. Pitch is low. Drew's been on 3 times, including a grand slam he hit his 2nd time up in the 3rd inning. It's 1-1.
Where? The other way? Aaron Lewis from Spain. A little different there. Now, he would have caught it that quick.
A ball, 2 strikes. And that is strike 3 on Drew to retire the side. A run on the Middlebrooks home run. It's 9-2 Boston. Watch Longo, watch Ben, watch Desmond, and get your own watch on Sunday, May 26th. The Rays take on the Yankees, and kids 14 and under get a Rays Snap Watch presented by the Tampa Bay Times while supplies last. Visit RaysBaseball.com. Koji Uehara makes his 17th appearance, 7 innings for Leicester. And now Evan Longoria leads off the home half of the 8th. Fouls the first pitch for a strike.
You know, taking a look at Uehara's numbers, is a 10-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio any good? I mean, how about that? A guy that's not overpowering. 14 plus innings. He's got 20 strikeouts, 2 walks. I mean, what more could you ask for a guy coming out of the bullpen late in the game? And he loves to change eye levels. He loves to throw that 88, 89 mile an hour fastball up in the zone, followed up with the split down in the zone. Very effective.
Ahead of Longoria, a ball and 2 strikes. Rays have been out hit 10-8. The Yankee game with the Mariners, that's over. Mariners beat New York 12-2. And the Blue Jays have beaten the Giants 11-3. J.P.R. and Sebia hit his 10th home run of the year in that game. Longo back toward the corner. One big hop. Nava keeps it out of the corner and holds Longoria to a single. Evan has his first hit of the night.
You see the grip right there, coming with the split. Evan goes right down there and gets it. Enough at bats. Evan Longoria has seen Koji Uehara for the last couple of years, being with Baltimore, now Boston, and he knows the way he likes to attack hitters. Nice adjustment made by Evan, the leadoff single.
Yunel Escobar, who doubled in the 6th inning, giving him a 1-for-3 night. Lester worked 7 innings, gave up 8 hits, 2 runs. He didn't walk anybody tonight. Struck out 5. Made 107 pitches. So it's been a long night for Joe Madden. David Price left after 2 1/3. Tightness in his tricep. Wide to Escobar. Price charged with 4 runs. Jamie Wright pitched an inning and a third. 4 runs charged to Wright's account. Cesar Ramos 3 scoreless innings. Farnsworth followed him. There's a chop to Drew. Back to second. 1. First base, not in time. So Longoria is forced. Drew went behind him with a toss to Pedroia.
Yeah, that's a tough turn with this ball being chopped. That takes up time right there, and then Drew having to throw this back across his body, then the turn. Escobar able to beat it.
Now James Loney.
There's Mary Joyce. Got this game won now, baby.
Loney had a hit back in the 2nd inning. takes the pitch too low. Loney right now is hitting .379. He started the night at .381, leading the major leagues. What's strange about this game tonight, the Rays have not led in this game. Gave up 8 in the third and have trailed ever since. They trailed 9-2 right now. In fact, the Rays had held the lead in 26 consecutive games. The thing that concerned Joe Maddon, they lost 10 of those games. But they managed to put together a 6-game winning streak here, and all of those wins have been comeback wins, and they've gone 2 over 500. The Red Sox with a big third inning take control of this one. Only walks. 2 men on, 1 out. Here's tomorrow's pitching matchup coming up, brought to you by Chevron. Alex Cobb will be on the hill for the Rays after his 5th win. Felix Doubront 3-1 with a .640 earned run mark. He's had some command issues. So it'll be Doubront against Cobb. We'll have our coverage beginning at 6:30 tomorrow on Sun Sports. Rays have 2 runners aboard with 1 out. Matt Joyce will be pinch hitting for Sean Rodriguez. Split, that's a strike. Josh Lukey busy in the Rays bullpen. Rays have had Price, Wright, Ramos, and Farnsworth. Lukey. Joyce quickly behind, another split.
Yeah, and Uehara does a great job of selling that with plus arm speed on that pitch. Kind of jumps at the hitter, keeps the arm speed the same as the fastball. Tough to pick it up.
Fastball fouled back. The fastball up.
Well, and then that 88-mile-an-hour fastball looks like it's probably 92. Kind of jumps on you. And he'll come right back with that split down.
The 0-2. And to get a little piece of that one, fouling it back. Rays wrapping up the homestand tomorrow night. They'll be headed to Baltimore. Jeremy Hellickson will open that series on Friday night against the former Ray, Jason Hamill. Matt Ward's going to pitch in the Baltimore series. He'll pitch the Sunday game and take that 7-0 record to the mound against Chris Tillman. It's 1-2. Rays looking for their first hit of the game with men in scoring position. 0 for 8 tonight. Up the right side. Is it fair? That's a foul ball. Just foul. Would have given the Rays perhaps a couple runs as that ball bounds around in the corner. The count holds at 1-2. Fox Saturday Baseball returns this week. Evan Longoria and the Rays head to Baltimore. They'll take on the Orioles. Fox Saturday Baseball returns this week at 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central. Count square at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Joe West on the call. Joyce just missing a 3-run pinch hit home run.
Now you can see how close it was.
Well, that'd have made things interesting.
Two on, 1 out. Joyce is under it, pops it into left center. Nava makes the catch. 2 outs now. Boy, that was quite an at-bat. He got down 0-2, fouled off pitches. They took it to 2-2, and after that long foul, skies to left. Now Luke Scott will pitch hit from Molina. The count to Luke. Remember that pitch. Right over the top of the split finger. Strikes. Split got him. We're through 8, 9-2 Boston.
6-2 lead, and still a lot of questions surrounding David Price's injury. So stick with us for Rays Live, the post-game show presented by Checkers. We'll have the latest on his triceps tightness straight from the mouths of Madden and Price themselves.
So Josh Lukey will be the new pitcher for the Rays. Lukey making his third appearance, and he's been impressive. The Rays have a number of changes. Luke Scott stays in the game. Luke's going to play left field, so he'll get some defensive time in left. Matt Joyce goes into right. There's Luke Scott. Jose Lobaton will do the catching. Jacoby Ellsbury, top of the order. First pitch is high. So it's Scott in left with Jennings in center and Joyce in right. Ben Zobrist at second. Batone catching. It's outside, 2-0. Kyle Farnsworth worked an inning and a third. Gave up a hit. Hit a home run. Struck out 2. Three balls, no strikes. It's 3-1. Fastball in the mid-90s from Lukey. He continues to be impressive.
Yes, he does, because he's got the good stuff. We've seen the slider. It's been very good for him in his couple of outings that we've seen from him. The good fastball. He's deceptive. Hides the ball very well.
And now he walks Ellsbury. Leadoff walk in the ninth. Lukey was in the game last night for a third of an inning. Back out there tonight. Shane Victorino. There's a strike.
Nice pitch, Lueke.
He misses high.
Nice pitch, Lueke.
Coming into this game tonight, the Rays bullpen had not given up an earned run in just under 17 innings. 5 runs tonight off the Rays bullpen. grand slam, and then a solo home run, accounting for those 5 runs. Keeps the at bat going there with that foul ball. Well, the Rays last year went 9-9 against Boston. Were swept up at Fenway at the beginning of the year. Won last night 5-3, down by 7 tonight. And they'll take on the Red Sox again tomorrow night. Win the series. That's a foul ball. Rays came into this game 6-2 on the homestand. So barring a miracle finish to this one, they would tomorrow try to finish off the homestand winning 7 out of 10.
Which would be huge. Yep. Which would be huge. You know, you felt like the team had to make a move, especially with the first week of games against teams that were under 500. They had played so many above 500 very good teams for such a long period of time that all of a sudden you had Toronto and San Diego, and you felt like something had to be done.
Lobatone back toward the screen for this one. He's got it. That's the first out. He still managed to hang on. That was taking the ball out of that mitt. So that's the out. Now, Farrell wants to argue this case. It's 9-2. That's not the time. That's the score. And so he's got a little argument going with Sam Holbrook here. Here's a look.
Well, you can see the ball go into the right here. Got it, secured it, went to transfer it to the hand, and it bobbles out.
Yeah.
Pretty simple.
So that's the first out with Middlesbrough at first. Dustin Pedroia. Bounce it into the screen. And Pedroia went around. 0-2. Well, Ortiz is due next. Mike Karp has moved into the on-deck circle. Right, Ramos, Farnsworth, and then Lukey. Reaches down and lifts a fly ball in the center for Jennings. So that is out number 2, and it's, as we promised early in the game, Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. The big blow of this game, the Stephen Drew grand slam. It came in the 8-run third, his second grand slam of his career. Carp will pinch hit for Ortiz. Pitch is a strike. Ortiz singled in a run and scored in the third. He was 1 for 4. Now Carp hits. Hookie's fastball there was 96. Fly ball lifted toward left center. Luke Scott makes the grab. So a walk and a man left. We go into the bottom of the ninth. 9-2 Boston. By authority of the Tampa Bay Rays and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and description of this game may be disseminated without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Rays. Jose De La Torre is the new pitcher. Follows Uehara. Lester works 7, Uehara 1. Jose Lobaton, who's in the 9th spot, will lead off for the Rays. Lobaton with a .276 average. Ball, no strikes. One. De La Torre out of Puerto Rico. San Juan. Fade on that pitch.
And I'm sorry, but does this setup right here kind of look like
someone we know?
Yeah,
it does.
When did Boston trade for Peralta? Like in the 7th inning?
Elvis impersonators and apparently Peralta impersonators.
Not a bad guy to impersonate.
That's right. And if you can take all the other qualities that he takes with him to the mound, you'd be in good shape. Vettori originally signed by the Mets. He spent some time in the Cleveland organization. And the Red Sox. Only 7 years old. Down to first. Napoli makes the play unassisted. Get back around to the top of the order for the Rays, Desmond Jennings. Desmond picking up his second triple of the year in this game tonight. One ball, no strikes. Has a 2-game lead over Baltimore. The Red Sox are 2 outs away from catching Baltimore and also being 2 back of New York. The Rays remain 4.5 back. And the Blue Jays are 8.5 back in the East.
And look at the Rays' upcoming schedule. They have Boston again tomorrow. Then they go to Baltimore for 3. You go to Toronto for 3. You come back home. Day off. Yankees for 3. So they're going to get their cracks in.
Head to head with a chance to make up some ground. But the club's right in front of them. Jennings is out on strikes, 2 away. Now Kelly Johnson. That's a strike. It's 1-1. Two balls and a strike. Two strikes. Rays have been out hit 10-9 and outscored big time 9-2 tonight. Johnson takes it a little close right there. Big cut to miss. Johnson missed the fastball to end it. 2 strikeouts for De La Torre. And it's a 9-2 final to even this current series at a game apiece. Right back in a moment.